Now, you probably expected me to just do this straightforward Eubank, so I'm not going to do Eubank. I'm going to think about another fight, a fight where, you know, you talked there about taking it from underneath Mickey Duff's nose. I'll tell you a fight that I love is that fight that really you should have had no involvement with. You didn't promote either of the fights. You had no interest. Mike McCallum, Michael Watson, which goes out the purse bid, and you go in and steal the fight. I mean, if I'm not saying, you didn't have a TV at the time. You went in, so there's just two guys, major world title fight. Michael Watson, great champion, great guy in Britain, great fighter. Mike McCallum, great world champion. And it goes out the purse bids. There's a couple of people that are naturally going to bid for it in this country, a couple of slightly more established promoters, and Barry nicks it without TV. Just give us a little bit of that story.
It's better to be born lucky than good looking, and you know that.
I know that, son. I gave you that one.
You did. I looked at this fight and I thought, as a boxing fan, I like this fight. And I knew Mickey would think that no one else would bid.
Of course.
So I stuck in a big bid and won the fight. The funny thing was, the week before the fight, I'm looking, because I'm an accountant as well, you see, by trade, I'm looking at the numbers. Ticket sales are okay, I've done half a decent TV deal, but I paid much too much for the fight. So I'm losing a couple of £100,000, which is not my favourite occupation.
No one's
And my wife again comes in, I'm in the study, she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm just looking at the budget for next Saturday. This is the Saturday before. She said, how does it look? I said, to be honest with you, darling, it's a disaster. She said, why did you buy it? I said, well, I just fancied doing it, really. She said, then don't moan about it. She said, don't worry, something will probably happen. Right? Women are witches.
I like the confidence.
The last round of sparring that Michael Watson had getting ready for that fight, he broke his nose.
Yeah, he did. Very
and
last
the fight
round,
was called off.
Yeah.
I had a massive insurance claim, which was blinding.
It wasn't your wife going round then breaking his nose?
The day after it was called off, ABC in America phoned me up and said, Barry, we got a spare date. Have you got anything?
No.
I said, I've got Mike McCallum, Michael Watson, Bob Yeaman.
3 months' time.
Bob Yeaman said, I'll buy that in a heartbeat. We had an extra 6 weeks to sell tickets.
Perfect.
It was unbelievable. The only thing that didn't go right was
the
result. Because I have to say, and I know a lot of people that watch this show are fight fans, and some of them are younger fans and don't remember, because we're coming up to nearly 20 years now since the Eubank Watson.
Yeah, of course.
Michael Watson. Do you know what Michael Watson's doing today? Today, Michael Watson is going down to a rehabilitation centre to see members of the armed forces who have been severely injured in Afghanistan, to tell them that if you stick with it, these are kids that have lost their legs and lost their arms and there's terrible things going on. Michael's spending this afternoon with these kids telling them that if you stick with it and believe in yourself and have enough faith, you can still have a life after something terrible happens to you.
And
Michael Watson is one of the most special people you will ever see in this whole world. He's amazing.
Certainly be uplifting for them to hear
That's
that.
a cracking yarn.
Yeah,
I knew parts of that. I needed to know
I
more
could
of
listen
it.
to your stories
How are we doing,
all day.
Charlotte?
I think they're
Time-wise?
fantastic. Well, I think we've got another couple of minutes actually to hear some more stories.
We will do some more stories then.
Because you need 2 hours.
Exactly.
You need to write them all down. We'll come back on for the whole hour
on the show, as you observe. But let's move away from boxing. What's going on in the Barry Hearn world? Next couple of years, what have you got coming? What's lined up? We'll move away from boxing. We can do that.
I mean, to be honest with you, I've had some tremendous results. I mean, God must smile on me. It's a nice thing about, God looks after me all the time. He gave me the boxing, he gave me the snooker, he gave me Steve Davis 35 years ago, who's been my best friend. I mean, this is just unbelievable. I mean, I didn't think it could get any better.
You can stay. In
1999, I decided to get involved with poker, which has turned out to be a very, very shrewd thing to do.
Not wrong.
And then buying the darts was equally shrewd and lucky. But he did balance it out for me, because obviously things were going too well.
So what happened?
So he gave me Leighton Orient Football Club.
Oh, you forgot about Orient?
It just brought me down to earth to say,
the Olympic Club, I call them.
You think you're good? Have Leighton Orient for 15 years, and then you'll find out how good you are. And then you realise then that you're not really that good. You do rely on a lot of luck. No, I do. But our business is very successful. It's a family business, it's a private company, my son's going to be running it, and I'm on the way out. I'm going to play more golf and maybe just go...
You keep saying you're on your way out. I'm not buying that at all. You say it too often.
I'm saying it in case the taxman's listening. I'm retiring, OK? You're not taxing me with this 50% tax. I'm going.
Just one last thing, shall we push it a little bit later? It's my show, it's got my name on it, it's my belly, my head in charge. Let me just ask you this.
Go on, Steve.
You've got 30 seconds. What's been your favourite 30 seconds at ringside, going back pre-Bruno, all the way through? Go on.
The best 30 seconds I've ever had is probably a fight that most of your people haven't even heard of.
Go on.
It was Mark Reefer against John Sachula at York or Bethnal Green. My first champion, one of the nice guys in the ring.
Mark Reefer.
Reefer got cut in the 3rd round and he battled through, won on points against a world-class opponent.
Kenya.
John Sachula was right up there with Azuma Nelson. The feelings I got, you can't buy for any amount of money. And that was my 30 seconds.
Promoters never forget that first champion.
No,
You're absolutely right.
Never.
Barry, it's been a pleasure having you on the
See, you're not as bad as I thought you were.
You know, we don't...
You make the whole show, dear.
Oh, no, leave off. They keep writing a lot online.
Thank you ever so much. Fantastic. We could listen to your stories all day, couldn't we, Steve? But unfortunately, we've come to an end of that one. But thanks very much for joining us. Don't go anywhere.